mobile location. Scott, yes, I am funking kidding. I'm not going to be funking killing anybody. Awesome Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, Thirsty Thursday. I like it, Andrew. I'm going to take a little sip of my beverage. I may even have a grown-up beverage after the show, but not right now because I don't know where the grown-up beverage is right now. But yeah, I thought for a minute I thought about Thursday would be a good day for just because these Seinfeld clips keep coming up in my social media feed because I'm living my life correctly, where I'm getting Seinfeld jokes and muscular ladies doing workouts. That's who I see when I go on Instagram. People doing jujitsu, that type of thing. I'm not getting all that political nonsense. So Festivus has put me in the mind of the airing of grievances. So Thursday I thought, oh, we could do airing of grievances on Thursday, but only joke grievances, not ridiculous grievances. And I will admit that I have been on Amazon Prime today and searched to see if I could buy one of those buffalo hats with the horns, because I know it's a long way to Halloween, but I feel like it was obviously that guy with the buffalo hat and the horns and no shirt. That guy chose a very good outfit if you would like to have your picture everywhere, but a very bad outfit if you would like for the police to not be able to find you later. So I do admit that I went out searching for that buffalo helmet hat, just because I thought it was ridiculous. And weirdly enough, those are a thing that there's several versions of it you can get on Amazon. Can somebody on death row choose death by funk? Keys, that is a good question. And I don't think so. I think when you are allowed to choose, your choices are all terrible. Funk you to death. Nobody gets death by orgasm or anything like that. Flavia, greetings. Rich, at least he's hard to identify. Yeah. Why did he take his shirt off? Uma, why did he take his shirt off is a question that should not have to be answered. The answer to why did he take his shirt off is because he could take his shirt off. I mean, who doesn't want to go shirtless when they're living their dream? Which is evidently, I think, what he was doing. Sadly, aired all of your grievances yesterday, Dave. Congratulations, you lost your voice doing so. Yeah, well, you know those. Every small town has the one guy who's out on the sidewalk every morning waving to people as they drive to work. I have often thought of becoming that guy. There's a great median in front of my house where I could get in the middle of the road and be safe from oncoming traffic in both directions and just shout at people as they went by. I've even also shopped for a bullhorn on Amazon, not yesterday, but I was thinking about one of those for the airing of grievances. Andrew was asking, Jake, where does Seinfeld rank as stand-up for me? Got to be up there. You're definitely right. He's got to be up there, Andrew. I mean, I started my stand-up career after Jerry, but at a time where Jerry was still coming through the comedy clubs, and so that's the time when I met him. And then, of course, I met him down here in LA when I came here, and we were both developing TV shows at the same time, with a dramatically different result. So yeah, Jerry is at the top of awesome stand-up comedians. I would go see him anytime I had an opportunity. And his friend and my friend also, Larry Miller. Oh my God, that was a guy. He's not doing stand-up so much anymore. He had a head injury a few years ago. But yeah, Jerry's up there. Jerry Seinfeld, Dana Carvey. In terms of guys who have been around for a while. I used to love Bobcat Goldthwait. And I haven't seen him recently, but I'm assuming he's still as good as ever. So there you go. Hello, Amy, in Detroit. Scott, has anybody else impressed by the spear tip of his flagpole? I'd get shot walking around that in your town, eh, Scott? Yeah. I don't suggest any of those outfits are a good idea for a little while. Things need to cool off before you go out cosplaying in any of those government overthrow outfits. Could we talk about a different tea food every Thursday? Tacos, tater tots, tailgating. I like it, Rachel. That's a possible. Sharon, hello to you. Pick the left wing is here. Yeah, okay. Rich and Rich both saying shirt off. I thought it was pants off. Well, Rich, pants off is one of those things that you can do during the lockdown, and this show obviously is pants optional. But shirts off, it's always good for a laugh. I've reached an age now where if I take my shirt off, someone's going to laugh. And I didn't realize that completely on my own. I have to give Bert Kreischer credit for for driving that point home. Yeah, Flavia, that is a disadvantage. Being a lady, if you go shirtless in public, it can be a problem. Happy Thursday from Atlanta, Laura. Yes, greetings to you. I was on this new app yesterday. One of my groovy technology friends put me on to this app called, oh my God, what is the name of it? I bet it's here on my iPad. I can just have a quick, it's called Clubhouse. So I was on the Clubhouse app the other day and talking to someone in Atlanta who said there was gunfire yesterday in Buckhead. She could hear people shooting guns. I don't know if that's true, if you can back me up on that, but that sounded ridiculous. We didn't have any of that nonsense here in Santa Monica. The question should be, why is he doing everything that he is doing? Yes, well, that is the question. Bob, what's the Speaker of the House podium up to on eBay now? I don't know, but I suggest we just go ahead and buy that thing back because it's historic. It's gonna cost us a lot of money to replace it anyway. So, or maybe we could create a no questions asked. You return that. We can arrest that guy for some other thing. Friday Eve, yes, Phil, exactly. Brad, yo from Milwaukee. Beer that made Milwaukee famous. I was in Toronto once and protest was happening. That's when I learned women in Canada can go topless too. Keys, well, congratulations. I bet that was a fun lesson for you to learn. I think that women can go topless without legal ramifications quite often. I just think it's going to just cause chaos because, listen, it's a dream come true for so many men to see women with their tops off. I lost a shirtless bot a few years back, Darren is saying. My shirt only comes off in public with alcohol. Yeah, well, or for joke purposes. That's what I was saying, Darren. One of my favorite double IPAs is Pants Off Phil. Interesting name for an IPA. But I guess you know what you're going to be. You know where you're going. Laura, every day is Tater Tot Tuesday in my heart. Tater Tot Thursday. That's what we're talking about, though. Tater Tot Thursday, as they say in Ireland, if they even say tater tots over there. Hello, Keith in Florida. Keith, I was really surprised in thinking about you today because my friend and awesome comedian Russell Peters is heading down to Florida to work at the Orlando Improv this weekend. And I was really surprised that they're doing shows at the Orlando Improv. And I mean, Russell he's a very dedicated work ethic type of guy. And so I know he's down there preparing his next block of material to go on an awesome world tour. But I was surprised that a large comedy club like that would be open and he was going there. But then again, there you go. Tempura, tentori, tortas. Torta. Yes, I know torta means sandwich, doesn't it, Scott? A happy 400th episode, Christopher. Yes, it's my 400th episode on the podcast that came out. That was yesterday's. This episode is today's 400th episode on the podcast. It's the same as this, Christopher. You're not going to be getting any. It's what happened yesterday here is on that. But there you go. You met your wife in Toronto, Rich, so you married a foreigner. That's what I did. Highly recommend it. Nothing like Charlie. Nothing like a good funk party on the deck. You're absolutely right. Bob, you are a funny guy. That dude in Pelosi's office is writing his own pardon on her stationery. I like, for joke purposes, I like that. For like, could that actually happen? No, because the Speaker of the House is not allowed to pardon people. But I have to say that joke is good. All right. Laura's saying she didn't hear anything about shots in Buckhead, but there were a lot of places in Atlanta where gunfire happens pretty often. Well, yeah, what a town. You saw Russell's live special on New Year's Eve. Uma, I'm glad that you did see that. I didn't see that. I was busy, but I saw that he was doing it, and it was a great lineup. I mean, obviously, I love Russell, but the other comics on that show was a great lineup. And I think he's bringing one of my favorites with him to Orlando, Jackie Fabulous. If you get a chance to check her out on the internet, and I know you have access because you're watching this, she's great. What are you saying, Keys? Got to make use of the last of the sunlight. Going for a run. One runs faster with pants off. An observation. Yeah, well, enjoy your run, Keys. I get it. Keith saying, as a retired registered nurse, it's nice to see people with their clothes on. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Dave, you're saying you're getting spam from the Columbus Funny Bone lately, pimping their shows. Yeah, the Columbus Funny Bone is another big room. I'm surprised to hear they're rolling, but good for them. Good for them. I'll be excited when I am feel comfortable to go on the road. My wife and my manager are saying you can't do that right now, and I am also saying you can't do that right now to myself. Part of myself is saying I want to do that. I'm going to do that, and another part of myself is saying back to that first part of myself, you can't do that. And that, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's like to be me at this age. I wake up in the middle of the night having nightmares. Rich, yeah, double foreigner. She's from the Philippines and moved to Canada, then New York. Oh, I remember your wife is from the Philippines now that you bring that up. I can't remember everything. Josh, I'm one of the reasons that you do stand-up. Young lady, are you saying young lady to me, or are you talking to someone in the comments? Maybe you're talking to someone in the comments. Uma, it's one of the reasons you do stand-up. Oh, I get it. Thank you, Josh. That's very nice. I think you might have said that before too, but always a pleasure to get the same compliment. My wife tells me she loves me, and I've heard it before, but I never get tired of it. Anyway, Andrew, another random stand-up question. Did you ever cross paths with Mitch Hedberg? Odd but funny guy. Just joke after joke. Yeah, Andrew, absolutely. I did cross paths with Mitch Hedberg, and I've been lucky in my career. I've been lucky and unlucky enough to be successful at stand-up comedy clubs for as long as I have been. I mean, that may be coming to some kind of weird dwindling down, a dwindlation due to this lockdown. But Mitch and I worked together, and that's when I met him when I was the headliner in Boise, Idaho, and he was the feature act. And he was so funny and weird, and the shows were so much fun. And it was a pleasure to hang out with him for the weekend, because we would do the shows, and then, as I remember, there was one of those indoor golf places. They were kind of new at the time, and we would go to that bar where they had indoor golf after the show, and people would buy us drinks and tater tots, and we'd hit golf balls. And so that was a very, very fun weekend memory that I had with Mitch. And then we didn't run into each other too much after that, because he moved up to headliner, and then you never see other headliners when you're the headliner, unless it's at some kind of comedy pile-on show somewhere. So yeah, I did work with Mitch. Very super funny. And this was before he became famous, but he was so hilarious. He did a thing one night where he came on stage and he was pretending that he was one of the dishwashers in the kitchen who came out to have a go at stand-up. And his kind of lost guy delivery, he just hit the crowd just right, and they sort of knew he was kidding but weren't sure he was kidding, and that was a great day. All right, Brad, your fiance is from the Philippines. Wow. Seems domestic terrorists and the attempted coups kind of killed the news. Yeah, filled the news. Killed the news, filled the news. Yeah, Darren, you're right. I'm laying off the news a little bit. I kind of got a general idea what's going on, and I'm going to wait for some more shit to happen before I tune in again. You can ask Lindsey Graham to try and stretch this out so Jen can join us. Scott, very sweet. Yeah, Jen's not feeling so great. She did send me an email that she was sorry to come in late for the show, but I know she's really laid up and in a lot of pain. So, but I think she does listen to this at her convenience at other times. Phil, I'm glad you can't wait to use dwindlation. Yes, I'm looking forward to using it again too, after I've just now minted or coined it, as they say. Love Mitch. Also, Stephen Wright Pick is saying, "Yep, those are two great choices. That would be a great show." Rich is asking, headline feature. What is the order? The order they used to call it the opening act, the middle act, and the headline act. But then middle act didn't really sounded not so great, and feature act was a nicer way to say that. So there's the opening act, the feature act, and then the headliner. So that's how that goes. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. Darren, my next wife will be from the Philippines. Good choice. I don't know if I'm going to have a next wife, but I'll consider that. I enjoyed my time in the Philippines with Russell's coming up again, courtesy of Russell Peters. We were in Manila at the Philippines, and it was really a fun show, and I had a good time there. Oh, Rich is saying Jen said she got a pain shot. Maybe she's napping again. Well, you know, good nap. Oh God, I've woken up almost every day. Woken up. There's the vocabulary dwindlation. I woke up every day almost this week, feeling like I could go right back to bed. Balut! Brad, yes, balut. That's some kind of horrible egg thing. When do we decide for the animal next week? Weevils were great and an informative choice. Well, Weevils, Ed, was a spontaneous suggestion by, and I can't remember, I think it was Jeff on the show. Have I ever been to India? No, Rachel, I have not ever been to India. I wanted to go. The leg of Russell's World Tour where they went to India, I didn't go. He took some other comic who was great, and also I had been on the road so much that year with him that I don't know how he does it. But I have never been to India, and I would like to go to India, and that was kind of my first opportunity to professionally, as a comedian, go to India. But I'd like to go as a tourist to India, because I think spending a little more time there, although from all the guys who went with Russell's tours, because I know those guys, following them on Instagram, evidently the smells in India, you know, you go for the sights and obviously the delicious food, but the smells are quite interesting. Oh, Dave, you're suggesting the chupacabra for Animal Day. I think, what is that called? Cryptozoology? I don't think we're not going to go cryptozoological until the pandemic heads into the summer. So I think we're going to go for real animals. We've already had Wombat Wednesday pick, so I'm trying not to repeat unless it's accidental, and I do know that we did wombats already. So you can keep this in mind, and this is a great thing that we can do. Friday is happy hour day. Thursday we still have to think about the airing of grievances. I like a good grievance, and my favorite type of grievance though is the politeness fail, or the weird, you know, the people who honk when there's like, hey, look, as I had this joke in my act about the 7th car back from the light, you're honking like there's 5 other cars that have to go before you can even go. You need to just take it down. It's 5, not 6, because the guy in the front is not going to honk because he can go. Yeah, it's just the people who just lose it for no reason are sort of those are my favorite grievances. The people on the mask tirade, and which I get, the people who've just had it now. They just can't believe that we're still in lockdown, and they lose it somehow. I totally get it, and but I can only enjoy them on the entertainment level. Dave, Chupacabra is real. He stole the votes. Yeah, I don't think so. The Chupacabra doesn't steal votes. It steals goats. Get your story straight. Let's talk about Fisher cats next week. That's who's saying that? Is that you, Bob? Yeah. I never heard one until I moved here. One scared the hell out of me in the dark on the golf course. Fisher cat is I think is like a civet cat, but let me write that down. I think that's a good thing. That's a good one for next week. We have we have next week's winner already, Bob. So Fisher cat, unless it's something that we've already done. I know I did a lot of big cats, but I'm writing that down. I don't think we did Wallaby Wednesday, Laura, so I'm going to also write Wallaby, although that's so close to kangaroos, but I don't think we've done kangaroo either. You have to get a guide when you're going to India. I think that's what you're talking about, Dave. Humble brag Thursday. Yeah, my humble brag story was that Mitch Hedberg story. I hope you enjoyed it. Wild animals that people mistakenly took in as pets. Your feed has a bonus amount of those stories, Scott. Well, yeah, I do. The mistaken pets, or the pets you thought it was a good idea and it turned out to be a bad idea. Narwhal Wednesday. I do like a narwhal, man. That's another good one. Pick. No more entrants right now. We've got so many. Naked mole rat. Oh, I'm writing these down. Because I can't be bothered to look at this. A lot of W animals. Oh, Rachel, wow, you're just knocking out the W animals. Wallaby, warthog. But now that we're just doing the animals on Wednesday, they don't have to be rhymers. But I do like that. Water buffalo Wednesday. That's a good idea. Lowland streaked tenrec. I'm not sure what that is. Keith, that sounds like one of those things that you just made me say that turns out to be some inside horrible dirty joke. Seinfeld had a people about people inching up at the red light and how that saved them so much time on their commute. Dave, thank you for quoting some Seinfeld jokes. How are we doing on time? Speaking of, I think we're doing good on time. I'll tell you what I've got planned for this afternoon. And Ed, I know you're going to be excited about this. I'm going to go to the Enterprise used car lot to take a look at some vans. I haven't told Lady Jerry that that's what I'm doing because I've got a theory that we can get a used passenger van for a good deal because everybody wants the high top vans. The passenger van will be easier in the driveway. Anyway, I'm going to go take a look at those, see what the prices are like, and also get inside and see if I really think that'll work. Rich, rainbow butt monkeys. I don't think that's a real animal. How about relatives people mistakenly let in? Darren, that is a good one. But I think it's hard to say it was a mistake. Most of the time when you let in a relative and it goes bad, you sort of knew that that was what was going to happen. Can you hear some snark book wisdom? Andrew, I think yes you can. Thank you for asking. I forgot that I even had the snark book. Oh, I got to check in with the Camel podcasters, Laura. I haven't checked in with them, but then again, it has been busy. So I'm going to go from the Snark Handbook. This is the music area, and this is an area that I haven't oh God. Here's some snark. Here's some snark from Prince. Rest in peace. This is Prince. Otherwise, I would not be reading this particular piece of snark because I disagree with it. But this is Prince. Michael Jackson's album was only called Bad because there wasn't enough room on the sleeve for pathetic. Ooh! Ooh! That is a couple of deceased musical legends shitting on each other. Well, not on each other. That's Prince taking one of Michael Jackson, King of Pop, as they used to call him. And you might call Prince the King of Funk. I don't know, if you wanted to. Jake, you would like silver. Yeah, I think Belinda's on board with your band choice color, Ed. I love that you're positive that this van is going to get immediately resold. In fact, I feel like the pandemic has now gone on long enough that we might be able to take advantage of someone who's already realized they've made a mistake. I found a few great sites for vented window replacement racks, etc. Let me know if you need them, and you can forward them. Scott, yes, that would be great. You can email me at jake@this website. So anyway, I've had fun today. Solo. Lady Jerry was busy today. She had other things going on, and so she couldn't be here. But the marriage is solid. I've been having dreams at night that the marriage is not solid. And so Lady Jerry came in just before the show to reassure me that we were solid. So the fun meter's at maximum. The marriage is almost at 9, I gotta believe. I feel great. I got a good feeling about Friday happy hour tomorrow. And now it's time for Seize the Day. Oh, Rich, get an A-Team van. That's a great idea. Dave, you're saying I need a VW bus. Well, I do like the idea of a VW bus, and that was one of the ideas of getting a passenger transit van, is because you get the glass along both sides once you take the chairs out, and you can put low beds in there. It kind of functions like one of those VW buses, and if necesito, you can cut the top and put on a pop top, add on pop top. Anyway, it's time for Seize the Day. Oh, maybe a little Spanish lesson. We've had some snark. We haven't had any Spanish for a while. Let's get the Spanish cards out and have a go. Today's Cristella's birthday, Cristela Alonso, if any of you are following her on any of the things. I tried to call her today, but she wasn't available. But you want to wish Cristela Alonso happy birthday. That is a good one. So this is how you say why in Spanish, and I think we all knew this. This is the 7 of clubs. Por qué? Por qué? Por qué? Why? Because I said so. Willie Nelson is giving away a 68 electric microbus. Wow. It's just, how do I get in line for that? Ed, you're saying the lockdown in California is forbidding hotel stays for anybody other than essential workers. Wow. Your wife is seriously suggesting you slip in the back of your minivan with a 4-day weekend coming up. Yeah. I have to say, I feel like right now I'm not super anxious about any of the van trippy kind of stuff, just because you're going to wind up somewhere where you feel a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to the store, you're doing whatever, and it's not so good. Jen's here. Jen, oh my God, you have slept in. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better. That was me reading a thing, but I also hope you're feeling better, Jen. And your name did come up. You came up earlier in the show. So today, it's time for Seize the Day. I know, Jen, you just got here, but we don't have all day. It's time for Seize the Day. Thank you, Rachel, for the book and this great, I don't know where I can put this up, because if I put it back here, you can't see it, right? It needs to be up close. So I've now just had to put it, and I can't figure out how to get it to stay on all the time. But there you go. There's Seize the Day right there. And today's Seize the Day is from Denham Elliott, who I'm pretty sure is an actor. Denham Elliott, Seize the Day for January 7th, 2021. Surprise yourself every day with your own courage. There you go. Surprise yourself every day with your own courage. And I have to say, sometimes all you got to do is get out of bed and go downstairs and get started. And that's courageous. That qualifies for courage nowadays, I have to tell you. And in my book, I went for my swim in the ocean today. It wasn't easy, but it was cold. I enjoyed it, and I feel much better after I do it than before I do it, even though I always suspect as I'm walking down to the beach that the opposite is going to be true. So there you go. You never know. Yeah. Let's read that again. Pick, you're saying you like that one. Surprise yourself every day with your own courage. Yeah. All you got to do is do it. All right. Jen, hang in there, and I will see you all tomorrow for Friday Happy Half Hour. And don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. The things that are supposed to work are working.